Yo, what's up my fellow card fighters? StereoDragonGravity here today with my Dragonic Overlord the Destiny deck profile. Thanks to a good friend who helped me get this deck built ASAP, so thank you friend. Let's get to the deck profile. For my first Vanguard, I have Lizard Soldier Conroe. Definitely a good option to help me search out any grade 1 or less I may need. The newer starter is good too. My preference is just to run this Conroe for now. And going into the trigger lineup, I have 4 Fire Chase Dragon, a new crit from set 13. Its skill is GB1. When your opponent's Rearguard in the same column as this unit is retired, you may retire him from Rearguard as well to retire all units in your opponent's column that is the same as this unit, so it helps you get around any card that your opponent has with the resist. And then I run 1 Magnum Shot Dracokid and 1 Spiritburn Dragon for 6 crit. I run 3 Stand and Spiritburn Dragon. I definitely like this card since it can give anything +5 and then shuffle itself back in the deck and replace itself. And it definitely helps with Zygenberg, so it's quite fun. You don't have to run the stands in the deck, but I'm having fun running the stands in the deck for now. 3 draw triggers and 2 Gattling Claw Dragons to retire starters, and 1 Steel Dragon Artpique. Artpique just to move the soul and fix a number, or provide me with a cost. And we got 4 of a new heal trigger, Dragon Dancer Tara. She's quite interesting because her skill is bind this card face up and choose another card with heal from your drop zone and bind it face up. When this card is discarded for the cost of a G Guardian, you may pay the cost if you do, counter charge or soul charge 1, and can be quite helpful in an emergency situation where you need resources. For my grade 1s, I have 4 Lizard General Conroe. Definitely helpful searching out whatever overlord I need, or if I need more overlords in my hand, I can use his first ability and his second ability to give my Vanguard the ability to countercharge 2 upon attack. Can be quite useful, especially with Zygenberg, because since Zygenberg's counterblast is after battle, you can just use up all your counterblast and then activate his skill to give you your counterblast back for Zygenberg, which is quite fun. 4 Lava Flow Stride enablers. I just didn't like running less. I tried running less of this and more of a new card, but I like the consistency of being able to stride from my hand, then leave it up to if my opponent can get rid of my Rearguard or not, so I can stride. So 4. I have 4 Protect Orb Dragon Perfect Guards. Definitely a good card. It's a Flame Dragon and it can countercharge, so why not run it? I can still search it out with the legend. And then I have 2 of a new card, Doombringer Highflame. Its skill is when this unit is placed on Rearguard, you may choose up to 2 overlords from your drop zone, shuffle them into your deck. If you sent back a total of 2, you also get to draw a card after that. And then it also has auto Rearguard. At the beginning of your ride phase, you may retire this unit until end of turn. You may stride without paying the cost for a G unit with Overlord in its card name. So it can be quite useful as an alternative stride for your Overlords. For my grade 2s, I have 4 Glow Heater Dragon, a new 10k from set 13. Its skill is auto. When this unit is placed on Vanguard or Rearguard, reveal up to 1 card from your hand. If that card nor your Vanguard has Overlord in its card name, this unit loses -5k until end of turn. So it does punish you a little bit if you don't have an Overlord, though most of the time in this deck you will. It's quite awesome. And then its second skill is a continuous Rearguard. If you have a grade 4 Vanguard with Overlord in its original card name, this unit gains +2k for each card in your opponent's damage zone. So if you're on Stride, either into the Ace or the Purge, or if you're activated the Legends effect to make him a grade 4, and your opponent's at 5 damage, you'll gain +10k just off that ability, which is quite nice. I have 4 Emperor Dragon Knight Nahalem from the Legend deck, 11, 16, 21k attacker, why not? And then 3 of a new card, Burning Horn Evolute. Evolute's skill is auto, Soul Blast 1, choose a card with Overlord from your hand and reveal it. When this unit is placed on Rearguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose one of your opponent's Rearguards in the same column as this unit and retire it. So a nice little retire ability. You can use your grade 2 turn or later, and then it has the same skill as the other grade 2 from set 13, where it gains plus 2k for each card in your opponent's damage zone, as long as you have a grade 4 with Overlord. For my grade 3s, I have 4 Dragonic Overlord the Legend. Definitely still an awesome card. Still can search the top 5 for Flame Dragon, and he's still a pretty nice backup Overlord for our new one, which is Dragonic Overlord the Destiny. The Destiny skill is Auto Vanguard, Soul Blast 1. When this unit is placed on Vanguard from hand or at the beginning of your ride phase, you may pay the cost. If you do, target any circle except the Vanguard and retire all cards in that circle, so it can get around resist, you can get around lock, so it's quite nice that way. And then its second skill is Auto Vanguard, Counterblast 1. When your G unit Stride, you may pay the cost. If you do, retire one of your opponent's Rearguard units, check the top 7 cards of your deck, reveal one card with Overlord in its card name, and add it to your hand and shuffle your deck. So you can retire up to 2 Rearguards per turn with this card, which is quite nice. Even if you can't Stride, you still have the first effect to retire your opponent's Rearguards, as well as just the ability to search out your other Overlords to help the consistency of your Stride skills, or pay the cost to Stride, is quite nice in its own right. For my G-Zone, starting with my G-Guards, I have 2 Denial Griffin to retire attacking Rearguards, 1 Salam to guard against huge attacks, 1 Advanced Guard Dragon to target my opponent's back row and help fuel my GB8, and 1 Defeat Flare Dragon to pressure my opponent to not keep a field, because this can blow up their entire back row, which is quite nice. For the rest of my G-Zone, I have 1 Supreme Heavenly Emperor Dragon, Ascend Grave Dragon. He is a new single rare, which his skill is Counterblast 1, once per turn, act. Choose a face down card from your G-Zone, turn it face up, and this card gets the skill Auto Vanguard. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, Blaze, retire one of your opponent's Rearguards, and draw a card. So I just have him there as a flip target for the Purge, or if this rare situation comes, I don't Stride with the Purge first, I have him as an emergency backup to go into to get me that GB2 for the Legend, if I do end up writing Legend. So he's alright. And then I have 1 Supreme Heavenly Emperor Dragon, Blazing Burst Dragon, the GB8 from Fighters Collection. I still really like this card. It's quite a powerful card, and it's a reboot of a Kai card, so Kai deck, Kai card. Next, I run 4 Flare Arms Zagenberg. Definitely still think this card should be out of 4 in this deck. It's just too good not to run in any Kagero deck. Being able to flip itself or not, to retire Rearguard, and just the restand effect it has, quite nice. Definitely, if you don't end your opponent with the Purge, you can go for game with Zagenberg. So, still like Zagenberg a lot. And now for my Overlord Strides, I have 3 Dragonic Overlord the Ace. The Ace is the restanding Overlord Stride we got a while back, originally in one of the Fighters collections, and then as a reprint with the Legend deck. Run 3 just for the situation that I can go into him turn 1 for Stride, my first Stride turn, where I would Counterblast 4 and flip him twice so I could restand with him. It depends if the game goes that fast. If my opponent rushes me to 4 or 5 damage, I've gotten them to 4 or 5 damage, and because of that, we both have low hand size, I could potentially go ahead and right into a restand with the Ace. If not, I can flip him face up with the Purge's skill, because he won't be needed, and I can save this for later on, after I use the Purge. If Zagenberg doesn't become available, I can go into him to restand, which is quite nice. And then I run 2 of Kai's brand new stride, Supreme Heavenly Emperor Dragon Dragonic Overlord the Purge. Its skill is act once per turn. Flip a card face down in your G zone, face up. Choose a card with Overlord from your hand and move it into your soul. If your opponent's damage is 4 or less, deal 1 damage to your opponent's Vanguard, and any trigger effects off this damage check are negated. So that alone is so good. As well as he has a continuous Vanguard GB3. This card drive checks becomes equal to how much damage is in your opponent's damage zone. So if you get your opponent to 4 to 5 damage, you can have quadruple to quintet drive, which is fantastic. Especially when I have stand triggers and grade 2s that can be pretty big numbers on their own, which I can restand and spam more attacks. So, fun times. So this concludes my Dragonic Overlord the Destiny deck profile. If you're new here, consider subscribing for more Cardfight Vanguard, and don't forget to like and share this video if you've enjoyed it. Till next flick, thanks for watching, keep striding to victory, peace out.
Are you ready to fight?